Have you ever wanted to pay someone to help you go to the bathroom? The royal family has. The modern-day royals aren't quite that extreme, but they still have a lot of people doing really weird jobs.
The master of the horse position goes way back to the year 1340, according to Horse and Hound. While this position would have been of importance in centuries past, today the job is an honorary one. The outlet explained, "The master is no longer involved with the day-to-day running of the royal stables, but still makes inspections and rides in ceremonial uniform at state occasions. In his role, he attends important ceremonial occasions when the sovereign rides on horseback or travels in horse-drawn carriage, such as at Trooping the Colour and the state opening of Parliament." Up until the mid-1800s, the head of the royal family travelled via the River Thames. Back then, 48 staffers dubbed Royal Watermen were responsible for rowing the royal barges in order to transport the sovereign. But during his reign, King Edward VII cut the number by half. The royal family's office states, "The sovereign today still retains 24 royal watermen, thereby continuing one of the most ancient appointments in the royal household."
It's quite a big thing, very prestigious, and a lovely tradition as well.
But while this ceremonial team remains on staff, there isn't exactly a daily need for them. In the rare instance when the royals travel the Thames, the royal watermen are tasked with accompanying the family. Of the more than 1,000 people working for the monarch, one is the Astronomer Royal. This position first came to be in the 17th century, with the Royal Museum's Greenwich explaining, "The first Astronomer Royal was charged with drawing up a map of the heavens with enough accuracy to be reliable for navigation." Although the job led to a great number of scientific discoveries, the position is mostly ceremonial today.
My professional interest has been in trying to understand cosmic phenomena and how our universe has evolved.
Since the 12th century, according to the family's official site, the Crown has maintained the right to claim ownership of any unmarked mute swan swimming in open waters.
All swans in the United Kingdom can belong to the Queen, but she mainly exercises this right on the River Thames.
In the past, swans were considered a delicacy and were served at royal banquets, but today the royal family no longer eats the birds.
My name's David Barber, and I look after the swans wherever the Queen exercises her royal prerogative right.
The Swan Marker leads his crew of swan-uppers each year on a, quote, iconic 5-day journey upriver. Upon spotting the birds as the procedure goes, they carefully position their boats around the swans, lift them or up them from the water and check their health. Pages of honour have perhaps one of the simplest jobs in the royal household, which is appropriate since they are kids. But not just anyone gets the job. They are the sons of the royal family's friends, and their duties are tougher than they seem. One of the Queen's page boys even fainted while she was giving a speech back in 2014.
My government will introduce a bill to bolster investment in infrastructure and reform planning law to improve economic competitiveness.
A source said the poor boy had been standing up for some time in uncomfortable and claustrophobic clothing. The important thing to remember is that he was just doing his duty for the Queen.
When it comes to eating habits, plenty of people have unique preferences about how they want their food. But, of course, if you're the King of the United Kingdom, your specific wants aren't your responsibility, but that of the staff. Regarding peculiar dining habits, My London stated that King Charles III has some odd requests. A royal source told the outlet that when it comes to biscuits, the king wants his staff to pre-warm them to a specific degree. Otherwise, he won't eat them. According to the source, the staff keeps a warming pan just to make sure they are hot enough for his liking. Hello magazine reported that staff must also accommodate some of the ruler's unusual food preferences at state banquets. Graham Tinsley, MBE, former manager of the Welsh culinary team, told the publication that he's experienced some of the King's unusual requests while catering for royal events throughout Wales. He revealed, King Charles doesn't like chocolate, he doesn't like coffee, nor does he like garlic, so we do have to consider these things when we're creating a menu for him. Likewise, Tinsley noted that King Charles desires a specific salad with coddled egg at state banquets. His tea also has specific instructions, as the royal will only drink tea made with loose leaves in a teapot. If he's drinking green tea, the water has to be heated to 70 degrees Celsius, or 100 degrees Celsius if it's Earl Grey. Still, these aren't the king's only accommodations for special events. Tinsley said that whenever the king goes to banquets, he always brings things with him to make his spot at the table more comfortable, noting he always takes a little silver Malden sea salt container and his favourite cushion. You can always spot King Charles's place setting at a table, because all his bits and pieces are there. King Charles's particular preferences also extend to his daily morning routine. Of course, being a high-ranking royal, his staff are the ones that assist him with his day-to-day needs. In the documentary Serving the Royals, Inside the Firm, Princess Diana's former royal butler, Paul Burrell, didn't hold back from revealing some of the king's bizarre royal preferences, revealing his pajamas are pressed every morning, his shoelaces are pressed flat with an iron, the bath plug has to be in a certain position, and the water temperature has to be just tepid. At the time of its release, the then Prince of Wales was splitting his time between his home at Clarence House and Highgrove, where he allegedly wanted the staff to also prepare his toothbrush for him. Burrell added, he has his valets squeeze 1 inch of toothpaste onto his toothbrush every morning. When it comes to tradition, it's clear that the royal family prefers to follow long-running customs. As such, when it comes to maintaining the royal residences, the ruler of the United Kingdom has official royal horological conservators who maintain and set the royal clocks. According to a 2013 post seeking to fill the position from the British monarchy's official website, a royal horological conservator is expected to maintain, set, and repair the more than 1,000 clocks located at Buckingham Palace and the other royal residences. The royal staffer will also need to have historical knowledge and mechanical skill to care for these centuries-old clocks. While the job sounds pretty unusual, there's clearly plenty of detail that goes into the work. So just how much does this royal job pay? Well, at the time of the posting in 2013, the salary for Royal Horological Conservator was listed as $50,163. Additionally, according to the royal family's official website, the horological conservator is expected to work 37.5 hours per week, Monday through Friday. The site adds that a person who fills this position will be expected to balance various projects and will need to use their expertise to provide advice and guidance on maintaining and preserving the clocks. Likewise, a prior announcement from the Royal Collection Trust in 2020 noted that it took a team of horological conservators more than 40 hours to change all the clocks across all of the monarch's royal residences. When it comes to odd jobs, there are plenty of strange roles to fill if you work for the king. However, as noted by Express, one particularly unusual job the monarch employs isn't one that can be applied for. The Grand Carver is a position with a unique and rich history. As the name suggests, the Grand Carver's only job is to perfectly slice meat and serve it to His Majesty and the rest of the royal family. While the position isn't a very prominent one in modern times, previously, this post was considered one of great importance, as a ruler is never supposed to carve their own meat. The outlet stated, in the past, skilled carvers would serve the monarch slices of meat that were a uniform shape and thickness and which were still hot. While that might not sound like a big deal to most people, English chef and restaurateur Mark Hicks declared that the role has become a forgotten art in today's society. However, despite its lack of necessities in modern times, the write-up stated that the royal family still retains the hereditary office of the Grand Carver of England. Even so, those interested in the job shouldn't bother applying, as the work is exclusive to one special family and has been passed down from generation to generation since the 17th century. Currently, the position is held by Alexander Fielding, the Earl of Denbigh and Desmond. The ruler of the United Kingdom has an unusual alarm clock that puts digital clocks to shame. So what exactly is this special wake-up call? It's bagpipe music played by the Piper of the Sovereign, a special position for a person within the royal household with one specific mission: waking up the ruler of the UK by playing bagpipes. When it comes to this job, the Piper gets no days off. They must be ready to play their music beneath the monarch's window every day for exactly 15 minutes. This unique position has existed since 1843, when Queen Victoria first created the role after enjoying the sound of bagpipes in the Highlands. King Charles recently appointed the Queen's funeral piper, Pipe Major Paul Burns, as his personal piper. Burns gained notoriety for his striking rendition of Sleep, Dearie Sleep, while closing Queen Elizabeth's state funeral. Burns officially began his new role in early October 2022. Regarding the announcement, a source told The Sun that everyone was pleased the tradition would continue and stated that the king was very impressed by Burns's performance at his mother's funeral. However, it sounds like one part of this custom might get altered. As the insider noted, the tradition is for it to happen at 9 a.m, but the king is always awake much earlier.